Life with Chef Susie. Hi, Stacy. How are you today? Thanks for jumping on. It's really nice to have the support from my team players over here at the University of Nevada Cooperative Extension where I work. And we are all part of the Healthy Kids, Healthy Schools team. So it's really nice to have everybody on. Ruthie from Israel, thank you so much for joining in. What time is it in Israel? It's so nice to have everybody. Welcome in. This is our July 30th episode. We've been going strong since March 19th. And if you want to find free resources for stuff like canning and preserving and getting certificates like I am, you can go to this website right here, extension.unr.edu, and you can find more resources than you'll ever imagine. Welcome today, guys. Let's start with our quote of the day, which is typically from an American president. Today's is from the first president of the United States, George Washington. And the quote goes like this: "It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one." And that moves us right over into our area where we talk about how people have more time to eat dinner together. They have conversations, they're making plans, they're talking about meals, they're planning recipes. That is so important. So if you do have the time to do that, this is a great time to connect everybody back together. Cooking with kids is so important, and that's what I do for the school district here. I do chef demonstrations right in front of everybody. I do them live, but today I'm in my own kitchen. But cooking with kids is important. It's important because they learn. They learn so much. What they learn, they practice skills. They also learn math concepts in different preparations. They also learn self-confidence. They learn healthy habits, and they learn basic life skills. Remember, children who cook become children who taste. So today's recipes are going to be so awesome. They're so simple, they're so healthy, and they're also delicious. Our three recipes today are apple nachos, 37 calorie brownies, and a banana mug cake. Let's start off with our apple nachos. The apple nachos are going to go right on this white plate. I've already sliced the apples. I sliced 2 medium-sized red apples into thin wedges. And I put them in this water over here with a little bit of lemon juice so they didn't turn brown. On our plate, we're going to fan out these apples, and we're going to drizzle it with a nut butter of your choice. We're going to drizzle it with honey, granola, sesame seeds, some cinnamon, and a dash of salt. That's going to be the apple nachos. Let's get started. So this is the white plate I'll be using, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure my apples are dry, and I'll just pull them right out of here and stick them in here to get all the water right off of them here. I'm going to drain them. And this, again, was 2 medium red apples. When we talk about apples, we talk about a lot, but most importantly, 1 medium red apple is about 95 calories. It's about 195 milligrams of potassium. That's so important for your electrolyte balance. It also has about 25 carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 0.5 grams of protein, and 86% water. So apples are basically water and carbs. They're high in fiber and vitamin C and potassium, and they're low on the glycemic index, which is about 29 to 44, depending on how big your apple is. So I've got my 2 medium red apples, and I'm just going to fan out these slices that I've already sliced out. I kept them in lemon and water so they wouldn't get brown. I'm just going to fan them out. Now you can make this your way. And when your kids help, they'll love to feel that accomplishment of putting love into their food. So I'm fanning these out, and any student of any age would love to make this. Once you get started, they'll probably jump in and finish it. So I fanned out my apple slices very simply on the plate, and you can do them any way you like to do them. And then remember, I used 2 apples. Now I used 2 red apples. You can use a red and a green to change it up a little. It's up to you. Apples come in 7,500 different varieties. Can you believe that? That's insane. Some of the most popular apples are Granny Smith apples, which is named after Maria Ann Smith, which is originated from Australia. Then you've got the Honeycrisp, which is from the University of Minnesota is where it was developed. You've got the Fuji apple, which is a hybrid of 2 American varieties made in Fujisaki, Japan. You've got the Cameo, which is it was found in Oregon in 1987 by mistake. And then you've got the Ginger Gold from the 1960s, which is one of the most popular apples. But to name a few other interesting ones, you've got the Sansa, Candy Crisp, the Daybreak Fuji, you've got the Zestar, and there's just so many more. So I'm going to go ahead and just empty out the rest of these apples into a nice little fan, just like we're making nachos, but we're making them with apples. Because one apple a day, you know what's up, keeps the doctor away. It is proven, and they also make your teeth nice and white. So students, I always like to tell them after they eat lunch to definitely eat those apples that they get at school because they can help make their teeth nice and clean. So now I've got my apples all fanned out on this plate, and now I'm just going to go ahead and take these pepitas. Now I measured everything out exact, and I will put this in the comments after the video. But this right here is 2 medium-sized red apples, 2 tablespoons of any nut butter of your choice. You can use almond butter, peanut butter, sunflower butter, whatever you choose. We did a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of granola. So I'll start with my pepitas. These are pumpkin seeds, and these are so great, and they taste really nice on this profile with the apple. So I'll just go ahead and lay them on there just like that. And imagine how much kids would just love to make apple nachos. So I've got my pepitas. Next up, I'll do my granola. And while you're doing your granola, you just crunch it a little so it gets a little smaller. And you'll put that granola, any kind of granola. I always try and say, look for the unsweetened the best you can because we don't want any added sweeteners. So you always want to look for unsweetened. I'm going to use today an extra ingredient, which is golden raisins. Again, you want to find unsweetened dried fruit. You never want those extra sugars if you don't need them. So I found unsweetened golden raisins. These are a beautiful, beautiful color. And then we've got a pinch of cinnamon, which is going to go all over the top here, cinnamon. And then we've got a pinch of salt. And then we've got a drizzle of honey. This is a local honey from the farmer's market, and this has got a million different great benefits for you, and you can look those up. It's also great for a sore throat. Honey is amazing, and you can look up. There might be a million different reasons why we need more honey in our lives. So after the honey, I'm going to drizzle. I'm using a reduced fat Skippy peanut butter. You can use whatever one your family can afford to get this nice and melty so it goes on really nice like this. I tried everything. Guess what worked the best, guys? I put it outside in the sun for 20 minutes, and that's how I got it to be nice and loose like this. I tried the microwave. It just didn't work. So outside in the sun was the way to go. So I drizzled the peanut butter right over top. This is a reduced fat Skippy peanut butter. And guess what, guys? We're all done. We've got a beautiful dish that I can't wait to take a picture of. This, my friend, is apple nachos. Who wouldn't like to make that? What a great thing to bring to a party, too. What a beautiful, beautiful plate. Next up, guys, we'll move right along to our mug cake. Why am I making a mug cake? Mug cakes are so much fun. They're easy, they're tasty, they're quick, they're filling. They're perfect for one serving. Do you have 4 minutes to spare? Because if you do, that's how long it takes to make a mug cake. Can you mix things in a cup? Well, if you can do this. So these simple ingredients you might already have. So let's see what we're going to use here. In this mug cake, we're going to use 1 very ripe banana. So you don't want to use those bright yellow. You want to get the ones with the spots on them because they have more flavor and they're easier to mash. So you're going to mash your 1 banana. And while I'm mashing this 1 banana into my coffee cup, I'll go ahead and explain the rest of the ingredients. The rest of the ingredients are 1 tablespoon of almond milk, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of sweetener of your choice, and 1 teaspoon of walnuts. So I've got my banana nice and mashed. After I put all of the ingredients in this cup, I'm going to have my sous chef throw it in the microwave for 4 minutes to show you how awesome it comes out. So I've got my 1 banana mashed, and now I'm going to add my other ingredients. Let's see what we got here. We got cinnamon. We've got almond milk. We've got 2 tablespoons of flour. We've got salt. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the sweetener, and I use xylitol sweetener. You can use any sweetener you like. This one here is 1 teaspoon of chopped walnuts. Over here, I've got my vanilla extract. Let's see what else I got over here. I've got my coconut oil, and that was just 1 teaspoon. And that's it, guys. That's your banana mug cake. I'm going to mix this together. I'm going to hand it off, and he's going to put it in the microwave for 4 minutes. And then you get to see how easy and how simple this dessert is. It's made for 1 serving, and it just pops right out of the cup. All righty. It's ready to bake. Here we go. 4 minutes on high. All right, guys. While we wait for that banana mug cake to pop out of the microwave, we're going to get started on our 3rd recipe. The 3rd recipe is a lot of fun, and it's also very low in calories, and it's fudgy and chocolatey. You got it. It's 37 calorie brownies. Do we have any questions over here? Let's see if we have any questions. Just want to say thank you so much for tuning in every Thursday. Oh, we have a question.
Can it be baked? They don't have a microwave.
Yes, of course it can be baked. Absolutely. It might only take about 10, 15 minutes, and you can just eyeball it in the oven. But it's so simple to put together, and it's just 1 serving, which is so great if you have that little sweet tooth. So it's simple, it's easy, it's delicious, and the perfect single serving dessert to perk you up when your sweet tooth is calling. Let's get started on our 37 calorie brownies. Let's see what we got here. All right, I've got everything together already. What you'll need is an 8x8 baking dish. This baking dish should be lined with parchment paper. And you'll want to bake it at 400 degrees for 50 minutes. What I found was if you undercook it, it comes out nice and gooey. So undercooking is my pro tip. So what we'll do is we'll put all of our ingredients into a blender. And then afterwards, we'll drop everything right into this 8x8 with parchment paper baking dish. So I'll need my blender, and we'll get started. Now, the ingredients are very simple and easy. Now, how does it come to 37 calories? People are always asking. Well, let's think. The ingredients are Greek yogurt, almond milk, oats, cocoa powder, sweetener, 1 egg, vanilla, baking powder, and chocolate chips. And I'll put all of the exact measurements in the comment section. The reason why it's so low in calories is because I'm using 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt, which is about 11 calories. I'm also using 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, which again is 11 calories. I'm using 1 egg, which is 7 calories. 1/2 cup of sweetener. I'm using the xylitol, which is 13 calories. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which is 1 calorie. And then I'm using 1/2 cup of rolled oats, which is 8 calories. So if you add it up, you can see this is a very low in calorie fudge brownie dish. So let's get started. I've got my 1 egg. So I'm going to go ahead and crack that right into the blender. Got my 1 egg. I've got my cocoa powder, which is going to be 1/2 cup, right into the blender. Also got my oats. These are old-fashioned oats, and I'm using 1/2 cup. I've measured everything out already for you. And then I've got my sweetener, the xylitol, and that's right here, and that is, the sweetener is 1/2 cup. Right in. And then we've got over here, our baking powder, which is 1 teaspoon. We've got, let's see, is that everything? Did I get it all? Oh, I got my yogurt right here. This is 3/4 cup of yogurt. This is a Greek yogurt. You can use any kind you want. They do have lower sugar kinds that are lower in sugar, which are great. Lower in fat. I also have my almond milk, which is going to be right here. And then I've got my chocolate chips, but I'm going to put these on last. We're going to put everything in, mix it up, and then use the chocolate chips last. Let's make sure I got everything. These 37 calorie brownies get 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of almond milk, 1/2 cup of oats, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of sweetener, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and my 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Let's get this party started. This is my vanilla here. Alrighty, got all my ingredients. Now I'm just going to blend them. And while this is working, we're also working on our microwavable mug banana cake, which you'll be able to see as soon as it's ready. All right, let's get to blending. These are the 37 calorie brownies. So what I did was, I made these already, so I had to show them to you. But what I did was, in the middle of making them, I'd like to take the blade out, and I like to make sure that I've got everything being mixed together. So I like to go down the sides and make sure we get it all, because it's a very small portion because of how low in calorie it is, but you also want to make sure you get it all blended in there. So let's do it one more time. Alrighty, we are good to go. Let's drop this right into our 8x8 pan. Remember, 400 degrees for about 50 minutes, but you want to do them early. You want to pull them out of the oven early so they're nice and gooey for you. Alrighty, so I'm going to pour this right in. Let's take the blade out first, of course, and let's get all of that beautiful chocolate fudgy goodness right out here. Now these brownies, yes, they are gooey, they are chocolatey, and they are delicious. They're low in calorie, they're super rich, and they're easily customized. You can add nuts to them. You can do anything you want to them. It's your choice. That's what's so fun about making these brownies. So I'm going to get every single drop of chocolate right into this 8x8 dish with parchment paper. And I'm also going to show you what they look like when they're done. These are 37 calorie brownies. Alrighty. So then we'll take this dish and we'll just kind of get it in there so it gets all the way to each edge. And then once you got it on each edge, then you'll want to top it with your chocolate chips. You can use any kind of chocolate chips you desire. These chocolate chips are low in sugar and they're also vegan. I found these at the store. Can't remember the name of them. So I'm just going to put a handful of chocolate chips right on top. I'm not going to use the whole half cup because we want to keep them low in calorie. But this is what they look like before they go in the oven. These are the 37 calorie brownies, and this is what they look like when they're all done. 37 calorie brownies. Now you want to cut them so they're in very small squares so you don't overeat them. And the smaller the better. I like to top some yogurt on there, some berries, and turn it into a whole sundae. That's a lot of fun too. So it looks like our mug cake is ready. Well, let's check it out. Our banana mug cake. Let's see what we got here. So here's the cup. Came right out of the microwave within 4 minutes. This is what it looked like. I'm just going to tip it over. Knock it right out of there. I'll use my rubber spatula to get it out. See here? It's very hot. Usually I let it wait and sit for a minute to cool off, but it pops right out, guys. Look at that. That is a banana mug cake. Sometimes I like to put a little bit of powdered sugar on top of it. And this is your 1 serving banana mug cake. Right out of the microwave, 4 minutes. How can you go wrong? It was so great having you this week, guys. And guess what? On August 6th, which is next Thursday, we're doing a Grinch Crunch sandwich, a matcha chia pudding, and a green smoothie bar. It's going to be a great week. We can't wait to see you next Thursday. And remember, a diet rich in fruit and vegetables equals optimum health. Have a great week.